When you think about Toronto as a city, two different thoughts come to mind. The first are the landmarks of the city. The CN Tower, Rogers Centre/Skydome, Scotiabank Arena, and the other notable tourist attractions across the city. The other train of thought are the common complaints about the city, the traffic, or the massive collection of condos throughout the city that, to some, apparently all look the same. But of all the condos in the city, I don't think there are any condos more infamous than ICE condos.
If you live in Toronto, chances are you've heard of ICE condos before. A TikToker shared a video of a bullet hole and a bullet casing in the infamous condo's elevator, and it's not the first time a resident has complained about the building.
There are condo buildings infamous for hosting Airbnb rentals in the city. And starting this week, short-term rental hosts will be faced with new restrictions at the ICE condominiums, including a 15% booking fee.
And 5 people have been arrested, and 1 man is lucky to be alive after an apparent shooting inside an Airbnb at a downtown condo building. Lucas Timmons posted images to Twitter alleging short-term renters next door shot through the wall into his apartment overnight.
The police marine unit pull a firearm out of Toronto Harbour. Police believe it's linked to the city's 6th homicide of the year. We're learning today the victim was a teen boy who was shot and killed Sunday morning.
Now, I could have been cheap here and used a bunch of clips all from the same incident, but I didn't. These are all from different events in the same condo buildings found today, also built on our Toronto map. Today's video is going to showcase a number of new towers that have been built at the south end of our building perimeter, including ICE condos. We're going to be taking a look at 10 York Street, the Telus Harbour building on Bremner, and 2 other office towers on the west side of Bremner and York. I imagine this is probably going to be a longer video, so sit back and enjoy. And if you do enjoy, be sure to leave a like on the video. So in total, I have 7 new towers to showcase in this video, and I know that I let off with ICE condos in the intro, but we aren't actually going to be starting off with it. We're going to start with the Telus Harbour Tower, located at the northeast corner of York Street and Bremner Boulevard. Telus Harbour is a 30-story office tower at 25 York Street, immediately adjacent to Union Station in downtown Toronto. Developed by Menkes, the building is designed by & Co Architects in partnership with Adamson Associates. The 30-foot-high lobby spaces are connected to Toronto's path system, Union Station, and include rental and direct connections to Scotiabank Arena. The building measures 136 meters in height and features a sleek, modern glass exterior and some really nice sidewalk decorations as well. Now, our version of this tower on the Minecraft Building Toronto project was built by Soul Guardian, and I think that they did a great job capturing this building. I can't really explain why I like this building so much, but I would say that it's probably one of my top 5 favorite buildings in the city. Soul captured some really interesting details throughout the building, specifically in the lobby, where they captured some great lighting details with a modern chandelier. The lobby of the tower also includes a modern Italian restaurant that I've actually eaten at a few years ago, so I can tell you firsthand that the building was accurate. The east end of this lobby also includes connections to Union Station and the new food court area that lies within that station. The offices for the tower are all the same as we move up, and once again, Soul did a great job capturing a realistic looking office space. All in all, this was a great build by Soul, and it definitely is a welcome addition to our map. We're going to continue working west across York Street, now to another office tower that is actually connected to Telus Harbour with a bridge over York Street. This modern tower was constructed in 2011 and measures 117.5 meters tall, or 26 floors. The building was designed by Kuwabara Payne McKenna Blumberg Architects, or KPMB Architects for short. I don't really have much to add about this building, but I found this great description of the design on what I think is the architect's website, so I'll let them speak for the tower themselves. The PwC building, located at 18 York Street, was the first building constructed in Toronto's South Core Financial Centre. It is home to the Canadian head office of PricewaterhouseCoopers and set the standards for towers that followed in South Core, like the Bremner Tower and Delta Hotel. This building is connected to Scotiabank Arena, the TELUS Tower, and Union Station by a skywalk that spans across York Street. Its energy-efficient green roof and other design elements have earned the building LEED Gold and BOMA Best Platinum certifications. During the design phase, Trillium provided hardware consulting to KPMB and GWL. Ellis Dawn partnered with Trillium to supply and install a complete opening package. After completing the base project, Trillium has worked on several tenant fit-out projects within 18 York, including CIBC, Royal Sun Alliance, SNC-Lavalin, and the anchor tenant PwC. So I guess this isn't the actual architects, it's Trillium, this organization that helped with basically the finishings of the building, but regardless, it gave a good indication of what the building was all about, so I figured it was worth putting into the video. Now, our version of PwC Tower was built by Mike, so of course, like all of his builds, we know that the building is going to be both accurate and great. It's always difficult to make Minecraft recreations of buildings like these look good in-game because modern towers have very little detail created by the textures of the building, which is where Minecraft builders can use different palettes to show more detail. Despite that, Mike does a great job with block choice and adding texture variety where he could to make the tower look interesting and detailed. Mike also built the tower that sits next door to the west of PwC Tower, and the style of that building is very similar to PwC, so rather than just repeating my praise after explaining the history of the next tower, I'm going to just say that all the things Mike did with PwC, he also did great with this tower too. I really like the outdoor roof space that Mike created between the two towers. It gives them some life and is just a good place to hang out both in the Minecraft server but probably in the real world as well. The tower to the west makes up the central piece of the Southcore Financial Center. Not because it's the most important tower, but because it literally sits in the middle of the three towers. Completed in 2014, this tower shares the same architects as its sibling tower to the east, KPMB Architects. This tower is 135.5 meters tall and has 30 floors, making it slightly taller than PwC, which is important because it means it cracks the top 10,000 tallest buildings in the world, sitting currently at number 9,288. Other than being slightly taller than PwC, this building looks largely the same, except for the fact that it's rotated to be longer in the north-south direction rather than in the east-west direction. The final piece of the Southcore Financial Center is still a work in progress on our map, with Apache working away at the Delta Hotel, which sits at the west side against Lower Simcoe Street. Now once that tower is complete, it will close off this portion of the map, marking a really exciting conclusion to this area. The next tower that we're going to be looking at sits just south of the Southcore Financial Center, and to be honest, I don't really like the way this tower looks. Not because I think that it was built poorly, it looks very accurate to what's there in the real world Toronto, but I just don't really understand what this design was all about. The tower, located at 16 York Street, is a commercial tower that was completed in 2020. Built by PCL Construction for Cadillac Fairview, this 154-meter, 32-story tower was designed by the Architects Alliance along with B&H Architects. Now look, I'm not an architect or an architectural engineer, so I'm not going to pretend to have some higher understanding of the detailed design process that goes into building something as massive or complex as a condo tower, but for me, I can't get past the fact that this tower kind of looks like what would happen if you misclicked on the tower to stack game that you can play at Rec Room or Dave & Buster's. Now watching that, I feel like it probably makes no sense that this tower reminds me of that game, but let me try and explain it to you. If you were playing a perfect game of stack tower, and then you have a piece go off of the side, before the piece that goes off the side falls down, if it like hung out on the edge, it would look like this tower. Saying that, I don't feel like it makes any more sense, but that's what I think of it, so that's what I'm going with. Anyways, back to reality. Sparkle Fox built this tower on our map, and they did a great job. The office space looks sleek and modern, which is what it would look like in the real world. My favorite part of the building by far is the little shop on the ground level. The location is a Starbucks coffee shop in the real world, and it looks just like a Starbucks on our map too. And what more could you ask for than that, really? All in all, a great job on the tower by Sparkle Fox. Now, I think I've delayed talking about the most infamous condo in the city for long enough. It's time to take a look at the Minecraft Building Toronto renditions of ICE condos. To be honest, I really like the actual building design of ICE condos. I think they're modern and sleek and have a bit of originality that you don't always find with modern glass towers. The problem that the buildings have, it's not due to a lack of good design, but probably more due to bad tenants or management issues, or in part the sought after location, which naturally would probably attract some bad actors. ICE condominiums consists of two matching towers that were both proposed in 2007. However, work started on them 1 year apart. Both buildings were designed by Architects Alliance, who also played a part in the complex that we looked at earlier, and sticking to that theme, the developers for the condos were Latera Developments and Cadillac Fairview. I think that when most people think of Cadillac Fairview, they think of the shopping malls throughout the country, but that doesn't actually even scratch the surface of what this company owns and does. Tower 1 at ICE is the shorter and older of the two. Construction started on the building in 2011 and it was completed in 2014. The building is 202 meters tall, with the top 24 meters not being occupied. It is the 2,194th tallest tower in the world, the 292nd tallest in North America, the 39th tallest in Canada, and the 29th tallest in the city of Toronto, at least at the time of recording this. The building has 57 above ground floors and 5 below ground floors. ICE Condominiums 2 was also started in 2011, but was finished a year later in 2015. The taller of the two towers measures a height of 234 meters, with the top 22 meters not being occupied. This tower, at least for now, is one of the top 1,000 tallest in the world, currently sitting at number 989. ICE 2 is the 129th tallest in North America, the 13th tallest in Canada, and the 10th tallest in Toronto, which surprised me. I didn't realize it was in the top 10. The building features 67 above ground floors and 5 below ground floors. Our version of these two buildings was built by Mike and Fox, and they did a great job capturing the architectural details of these two towers. The complex, for better or for worse, is a staple of the Toronto skyline, and it is really exciting to bring it to life on our map. Now, it wouldn't be a realistic city recreation if we didn't do anything to pay homage to the constant news stories that are coming out of this building. So outside the complex, you'll find a couple of Toronto police cars and an ambulance. The actual units in this building were extremely well done by the builders, and I recommend jumping on the survey yourself and exploring them. They're full of great details that make them feel lived in and realistic. The last building to showcase in this video is another one of my favorite buildings in the city. I think because of how the builders maximized the space that they had to make a unique tower that looks interesting to those who are driving into the city on the Gardiner Expressway. Urban Toronto usually throws a couple of paragraphs about buildings into their pages about the buildings, and I'm not sure if someone on the site actually writes it for them or if they just take it from the developer's website, but here's what they had to say about 10 York. Every so often, a building captivates the imagination of a nation. A truly iconic building that becomes a defining pinnacle of greatness. 10 York is such a building. A 224-meter glass vision in the sky. Rising above it all, steps from the waterfront at the intersection of everything the city has to offer. The location of 10 York is enough to inspire wonder and awe all on its own. An architectural marvel, this statuesque beauty soars dramatically up from a triangular-shaped wedge alongside Toronto's major city artery. This is only part of what makes 10 York one of the most prominent locations in downtown Toronto. Overlooking Lake Ontario, it's also conveniently close to the subway, GO Train, and Union Station. 10 York residents have the city at their feet and the world at their doorstep. That 224 meters of tower includes 65 floors and makes it the 1,278th tallest tower in the world, the 180th tallest in North America, the 21st tallest in Canada, and the 15th tallest in the city of Toronto. The building was designed by Wallman Architects for the development company of Tridel, which I feel like always has pretty well-built towers, and construction started on 10 York in 2014 and finished in 2018. On our project, this tower was built by Maxwell, who, as with all of their builds, did an excellent job capturing the details of the tower, including their common areas. I think that my favorite part of the build is the ground floor and streetscaping. The trees looked great, and the lobby and Tim Hortons on the ground floor really looked alive and inviting. This is another tower that I highly recommend you jump on the server and explore for yourself, and be sure to stop on the pool level and say hi to Albert the Axolotl. So that's all I have to showcase for you all today. I hope that the wait between update videos is worth it. It's not too often that I have 7 new builds to showcase, let alone 7 new detailed towers that are all visible from Toronto's skyline. Some of our building team has started working on a new building area on our map, which is a bit different than what we had originally planned. We've started working up in the northeast corner of our building perimeter at the request of the building team who wanted to do some work up there. I haven't actually built anything other than roads yet this year on the project, so I plan on hopefully contributing something in that new area as well. Although with a build team as great as I have, sometimes I wonder if I would just be better off doing roads and letting them bring all these buildings to life with their immense talent. I mentioned this a few times in the video, but if you want to join the Building Toronto map and explore it, you're able to if you have a Minecraft Java account. The IP for the server is buildingto.ca, and the server is currently on 1.21.4. I have set up some quests and NPCs for visitors to interact with, and I'm always adding more things to do for visitors, so be sure to check it out for yourself. Thank you all for taking the time to watch the video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you're new to the channel and you enjoyed, be sure to hit that subscribe button to catch all the future content out on the channel. If you're a returning viewer and you enjoyed it, first of all, thank you for your continued support. If you wouldn't mind leaving a like or a comment, it'd be greatly appreciated as it helps grow our community. Thanks again for taking time out of your day to watch the video and support our project. My name is Gamefruitpulp, and I'll catch you all next time. Have a good one.